Hello, everybody. Can everybody hear me? If so, say yes. Can everybody hear me? I hope so. Brent, Rick, can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure. Once we get everybody saying yes that they can hear me. Okay, excellent. Welcome, guys. Good morning here in the States. If you're in the UK, like Dylan, good afternoon. Thanks for joining me today. So excited for this. As you guys know, I took the summer off from Top of the Hop, spent some time with the family, but I'm ready to dive back into it. So I got some great stuff coming up. Can't wait to dive into that. Doing this a little early, not only for myself, but for my guy Brent over at Elvis Nation. I know he's a big Michigan fan. Big game today at noon Eastern. Michigan and Texas. I'll be rooting for you guys as I always do, except when they play LSU, which is never the case. I can't remember the last time Michigan played LSU, to be honest with you, in football. But so I'll be rooting for you guys at noon. So want to get this done early. Just want to go and give you guys a preview of what's coming up on Top of the Hops. Wearing my Top of the Hops shirt. I will have some more merch coming up, hopefully in the next few weeks that you guys can go to and get that. So looking forward to that as well. So even though it's 10 o'clock in the morning, it's still Top of the Hops. I'm going to have a little beer here. So before we get into the preview of some of my episodes coming up, I do want to dive into this beer. So I got my little LSU glass with Joe Burrow that my friend James gave me. So want to pour that out and then show you guys. Rick's a Longhorn fan. We have a rivalry going here. Can't wait for that game. It should be fun. So this here, before we get into, like I said, the episodes, this here is from Captain Lawrence. It's called Clearwater Kolsch. Now, first of all, Captain Lawrence is a brewery out in New York, upstate, Elmsford, I believe. Yes, really does some nice beers. And if you're not familiar with Kolsch, is a German beer, and it's a hybrid between an ale and a lager. What that means is usually they do the yeast for the ale, but usually ales are more higher temperatures. This one they do at colder temperatures like a lager. So that's why it's a hybrid between an ale and a lager. And as you see here, golden color here, very nice. Supposed to be crisp and clean, mild bitterness, very smooth sweetness. So this is kind of like a hybrid. So we're going to dive into that. Captain Lawrence, this Kolsch is probably one of the better ones. I've had this before, and the smell is really nice. Got that bready, biscuity type of smell, almost like a caramelized malt, almost. Really nice. A little gentle floral too. Also getting a little like orange zest, which is nice. So here's to you guys, whoever's joining me today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to the season 2 coming up. Here's to you guys. Yeah, that's just, it's crisp, it's clean. You're definitely getting some of that orange zest, like I was telling you before. It's lightly bitter. It's very, very clean, very smooth, easy drinking. I mean, this is something that could go down very easy, especially for me. So I'm usually a 2 or 3 beer guy for the day, but this one could go. This one's easy. So this is really nice. So again, it's Clearwater Kolsch. And the reason they call it clear water, they actually use the water here in New York, which is some of the best water in the United States. So pick that up. So can't wait for that. So those who you Elvis Nation, I see you guys. Rick, thank you so much. I know Dylan's on as well. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. So I just want to get into a little bit. This will be really quick. Just want to give you a heads up with what's coming up on the channel. Really excited for what's going on. I'm actually taping with Dylan tomorrow. We are doing top 5 Elvis ETAs. I know Dylan's a big ETA fan and also an ETA himself. So looking forward to that. So we're doing our top 5 Elvis ETAs tomorrow. We're taping that, and then I'll be probably the following weekend. So looking forward to that with Dylan. Yeah, you're right, Brent. The New York water is great. That's probably why, like, yeah, some pizza joints in Florida used to fly in dough from New York because of the water quality. That's true. Yeah, their water is very good. I'm usually not a water drinker, but New York's water is some of the best they have, and that's why they use it in some of their beers here, which gives it that nice, crisp, clean taste to it. So yeah, so taping with Dylan tomorrow. And then, yes, and Rick, we're doing one too, which I'm really excited about this month. Top 5 Elvis 50s TV performances. You know, of course, his appearances with Milton Berle and with, of course, Ed Sullivan and the Dorsey brothers, even the one appearance on Steve Allen. So we'll be doing our top 5 Elvis TV performances. Can't wait to dive into that with Rick. It's funny because I thought I'd seen all of them. But there was, when I was doing some research, there was 1 or 2 I either hadn't seen in a while or maybe never seen. I don't remember. I think there was one on the Dorsey Brothers show, a performance there that I don't remember. And there was one on the Burl show when he was on the ship, the U.S. I forget what it was, the USS Hancock, I think it was. I think there was one, I don't remember seeing that one either. So I'm looking for that. Any kind of Elvis stuff, of course, is going to be great. So there's going to be a lot of Elvis content, obviously. There'll be some other content. If you guys aren't Elvis fans, no problem. I have some stuff coming up as well. But to stick to the Elvis part of it, again, top 5 Elvis ETAs, top 5 50s Elvis TV performances. I'll also be continuing the rebuilding the collection as well. I got one coming up on the bicentennial show in 1976 from FTD. I want to do some live ones as well. I want to do a live one on Elvis Live 1969, which I just finished. I know I'm behind. I know it was out a few years ago. So, but I do want to dive into 1969. I know how much, Rick, you are a fan of those. I mean, we're all fans of those 69 shows, but I know, Rick, you talked about, you know, especially the performances of Suspicious Minds on those shows. Those shows, I know they're repetitive, but they're so good. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, top 5 female rock singers. Looking for, yeah, I definitely want to get into that as well. But yeah, rebuilding the collection, I definitely want to do more of. I want to do more live stuff, get you guys input. Love to have Brent and Rick and Dylan and anybody else to go on those shows. I want to do A Boy from Tupelo, which I just finished as well. What a great set. You know, we had talked about the Memphis box set and how much A Boy from Tupelo sounded so much better, those Sun sessions. So I definitely want to give that some love. And I also want to do the, I also want to do the 1961 His Hand in Mine live as well and talk about some of his gospel stuff. So, yeah, so that's some of the Elvis stuff coming up. I also want to do, I know I talked to Brent about this, maybe not. I came up with an idea maybe a couple weeks ago, but I did want to reach out to Brent about this one, and that's top 5 70s albums from Elvis. I love to do that one with Brent. Yeah, I love to. Yeah, I have. You know what? I have an idea for a set, Brent. You know, there's been so much talk about the Memphis box set. I would love to do our own Memphis stuff. You know, the good recordings. I love to do that. Maybe a few from those sessions. So do our own favorite Memphis, well, at least my favorite Memphis sessions, whether it be Sun or Stax or the Jungle Room or even some of the stuff from March of '74 during that live concert at Mid-South Coliseum. I love to do that. That's been an idea of mine ever since the box set came out. Rick, I've loved your breakdown of that box set. Just brilliant. And agreed with you on 99.9% of it. But it was definitely an interesting conversation when it came to that box set. So looking forward to that. So yeah, so I want to do that as well. So a lot of Elvis stuff coming up on the channel. Like I said, taping tomorrow with Dylan. I want to do more of the rebuilding of the collection, and I also want to do top 70s albums with Elvis, and of course we'll be taping soon with Rick on the top 5 Elvis 50s TV performances. So looking for that. A lot of Elvis stuff still on the channel. As you see, a lot of Elvis people on the chat. So we'll definitely a lot of Elvis content coming up. So if you're not an Elvis fan, don't fret. A lot of stuff coming up with that as well. I'm actually doing, if you're into wrestling, I have some new co-hosts coming up on that I'm really excited about. There's a gentleman by the name of Deshaun Whipple. He has his own YouTube page called the Whip Podcast. He is also a DJ in Ohio, I believe, or in the Michigan area. Again, his name is Deshaun Whipple. He's an entertaining gentleman. He's been in movies, TV shows. Definitely look him up. Deshaun Whipple. We will be doing top 5 bloodline moments. So if you're a wrestling fan, of course, the big story in wrestling still is what's going on with the bloodline, Roman Reigns, The Rock, all that stuff. So we'll be doing top 5 bloodline moments. And then in November, with it being Survivor Series time, we will be doing, I'm not sure who I'm getting yet for that, but I want to do top 5 Survivor Series traditional matches. And what that means is there used to be a 5-on-5 during Survivor Series. I want to do the best of those matches. So looking forward to that. More music. October, I want to do kind of like a Rocktober. I have we have some other co-hosts coming on, some brand new ones that want to do some stuff with Bon Jovi. Someone wants to do top 5 on Van Halen. I also want to do something on Bruce Springsteen. And also, if you guys haven't seen, I did a top 5 Prince album a couple months ago, right before I was able to take a break with my friend Ken Reedy. We did top 5 Prince albums. There were some fans from Prince who want to do some more stuff with that. So I'm bringing another super fan who I actually work with. His name is Joe Lasasso. We are going to do a 40th anniversary of the Purple Rain soundtrack, where we dive into each song from that album, talk about the I think there was a special edition CD that came out, was like a 3 or 4 disc. We're going to talk about that and talk about our top 5 favorite Purple Rain songs from that soundtrack. So that should be exciting. That'll be a good companion piece for that episode. So again, it'll be the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain came out this year. So before the year is out, I definitely want to get into some of the Purple Rain talk. That is one of my top 5 favorite soundtracks. There's another episode, top 5 soundtracks. But that is just a stellar album. So can't wait to dive into that. Yeah, Sign of the Times, actually, that was my number 2. So I actually love that album. So that's gonna be a nice companion piece for that episode. It'll be interesting. We'll have three people on that show. I will kind of be the moderator. These 2 guys are Prince experts. They're like like I am with Elvis. They're like that with Prince. So I'll kind of be stepping back, let them kind of go. So that should be very interesting as well. Also in November, I want to dive into something that's a little Thanksgiving. I want to do a top 5 Thanksgiving sides. I actually have an email out to a couple of different chefs. So that could be an interesting episode where we talk about our top 5 Thanksgiving sides. I want to incorporate some food stuff into some of the episodes, so that'll be fun as well. December, I know I'm doing top 5 winter beers. Of course, the great Sadaf Asmalova, who does Beer Town. That's the local place by me. She is great on these episodes, so knowledgeable, so much fun. And we actually talked about doing that live. So we're going to do top 5 winter beers live. I'm not sure if we're doing it together live or if we're going to do it like on a Zoom, but we've talked about maybe even doing that at her store. So that could be interesting as well. Looking forward to that. And speaking of Sadaf, 2 weeks from today is her beer party. Now, her beer party was supposed to be in July. She had to move it till September. I think there's some logistic issues, but that is slated for September 21st. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I will be going live as I'm entering that beer fest. So it might be 10, 15 minutes. I want to show you guys how it looks, the setup, some of the beers we'll be trying. Obviously, I got the VIP access, so there'll be a lot of cool beers there that the general admission people will not be able to sample. So I am lucky enough to get some VIP access. So I will go live that day on the channel to go over some of those beers with you guys. That is Saturday, September 21st at noon Eastern. So if you're into beer, that's the place to go because it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're in the tri-state area, you have to go to that party. We were there last year, me and my wife, Nicole, and it was so much fun. And she's actually having a lot more breweries this year at this fest. So looking forward to that. So that's kind of the slate I'm doing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm doing as well. There is one other episode which is kind of strange that I'm doing this month, and it's kind of in honor of my father. My father was a huge Boston Celtics fan. I am not. I'm a New York Knicks fan, and of course, I'm supposed to hate everything Boston. But if there's one team I don't hate is the Boston Celtics, probably because of my dad. My dad was a huge Celtics fan going back to, Havlicek and Dave Cowens, even Kuzi. So in honor of him, I will be doing top 5 favorite Boston Celtics players. That will be with superfan Eric Fenton, who's a huge Boston Celtics fan. He is a guy I used to work with at SiriusXM. He works on a lot of these sports stations. A real funny guy, very knowledgeable about the Boston Celtics. Great stories about some of his times watching Boston. So we'll be doing that top 5 Boston Celtics players. Again, I am a Knicks fan, but I hate this. I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Bruins. I hate the Patriots. Sorry, Shane. That's my son. He's a big Patriots fan. But the Boston Celtics is the one Boston team I do not hate. And again, that was because of my dad. I always rooted for the Celtics against the Lakers back in the 80s. Always a big fan of those teams. So even this year when they won the championship, I was happy. So it is a strange thing being a New York fan and not hating a Boston team. But that's what we're doing. So that'll be top 5 Boston Celtics players. It's funny because, I had a couple people reach out saying, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And sometimes I'm not into the category. I know Brent one time said to me, hey, let's do top 5 James Bond movies. Well, I've never seen a James Bond movie. You can kill me. It's fine. I understand. Not that I'm against watching it. I'd be happy to watch it. I know there's a lot of them, but I've never seen a James Bond movie. But if you are interested in doing a top 5 of that and not something I'm not interested in, you're more than welcome to come on my channel. I'll moderate for you and let's talk. Let's talk top 5 James Bond movies. Thanks, Rick. Top 5 times the Falcons kicked the Saints' butt. Yeah, and that's why I hate the Falcons. So we can do top 5 of the opposite as well. So I got to come up with a top 5 of the Saints. Not many times. You guys have had more success against us, but looking forward to week 1 tomorrow of the Falcons and Saints seasons. I know the Falcons are playing the Steelers. The Saints are playing Carolina. So Brent, I'm in. Top 5 Office episodes. Let's do it. I'm definitely into that. Even my wife Nicole is putting her thumbs up. So I'm into that. I'm into top 5 Office episodes. I know there was an episode I did with Tim Murphy. He hosts a Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. It's gotten a lot of play on my channel. Thanks to everybody. And he was great. And we have talked about doing top 5 Seinfeld episodes. So that's also in the works as well. So that's a little bit of a preview of what's to come. I hope you guys come to my channel and see all those episodes. I want to do a lot more live stuff. I like to tape and kind of work on the production side, but I also like doing live stuff and talking to you guys. And I want to definitely do that for the rebuilding the collection. So hopefully we can do that. And if you guys have other ideas about top 5 episodes, I'm listening. Brent, top 5 Office episodes. Rick, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do top 5 times the Falcons kicked the Saints' butt. But we could talk about Saints Falcons feud. I'm sure our top 5 will be different for top 5 Falcons Saints games. I'm sure there'll be 10 different games. But if you guys have any ideas about shows, I'm in. I'm definitely in. So I'm always up for anything. So, but yes, Rick. Wow. Please join me. Like I said, I'm taping tomorrow. That episode will be up next weekend with Dylan, top 5 Elvis ETAs. I am looking forward to that. I hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, I wanted this to be quick. That's what's coming up on the show. I love you too, man. Love you guys have been there for me from the beginning. Rick, Brent, Dylan, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So that's what's coming up on the page. If you guys have any ideas, let me hear them. Like I said, Brent, I love the top 5 Office episodes. I could definitely do that with you. I thought we had a good episode when we did the top 5 Tom Hanks movies. So I would love to do the Office episodes. It's been a while since I've dived into some full episodes, but when you said that, there's 3 or 4 right now off the top of my head I can definitely see being in my top 5. So I would love to dive into some Office talk. Definitely. And Brent, what do you think about top 5 70s albums from Elvis? I'd love to do that with you. What do you think? Let me know. Oh, Rick, never seen The Office. Now, see, you kill me for, well, you didn't kill me, but Brent killed me for not watching Bond movies. But yeah, Rick, you got to get into The Office. Office is great. So yeah, great. Let's do top 5 70s albums. Can't wait to dive into that. That'll be a lot of fun as well. Of course, more beers. I definitely want to dive into more style of beers, like I'm doing today with the Kolsch. I know I do a lot of IPAs on my channel, but I want to dive into more, more European lagers. I want to dive into, October's coming up. We want to do some pumpkin stuff. Obviously in December with the winter beers, we want to dive into some of the winter stuff. Looking forward to that. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Like I said, I wanted this to be quick, just give you a kind of a heads up of what's coming up on the channel. I appreciate the love from you guys, Rick, Brent, Dylan. Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. So like I said, reach out to me. You know where I am. If you have any other ideas, I am up for it. But yes, thank you so much. Go Blue. Sorry, Rick. I'll be rooting for Michigan this morning. And so thank you so much, guys. And this is Top of the Hops. And remember, don't worry, be hoppy. Thank you, guys.